Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Random Talk with NG. My name is Ngozi Obiefuna, and it feels so great to be back in the podcasting chair after a refreshing break. It's been a couple of months, and during this time, I have realized the incredible importance of taking a break, stepping back, and allowing ourselves to recharge. Additionally, sometimes when we're so caught up in the rat race, we lose sight of what truly matters: ourselves. So today's episode is all about the power of taking a pause in our busy lives. But before we dive into this topic, I would like to express my gratitude for your continued support. Sometime in April, I decided to take a break off the things I usually love to do so that I could recharge and feel better and deal with a couple of issues. I told myself I needed a couple of weeks, and weeks turned into months. Life can be a whirlwind, and it's easy to forget about self-care. I'm here to remind you that it's okay to pause, reflect, and rejuvenate. We're in this journey called life together, my friends. You see, in today's fast-paced world, there is often this unspoken expectation that we should always be on the move, hustling, working, and pushing ourselves to the limit. And yes, achieving goals and dreams are important, but so is our well-being. I've realized during this break that taking a break isn't a sign of weakness. It's an acknowledgement of our humanity. Our bodies and minds are not machines. They need rest to recalibrate and refocus. Have you ever noticed that when you step back from something, whether it's a project, a problem, or just a daily grind, and later return to it, you see it from a different perspective? Often, that fresh perspective makes the challenge seem much more manageable. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Ngozi, I've got so much to do. I can't afford to take a break. Well, my dear listeners, that's exactly why you need a break. Think of it as a pit stop during a long race. You don't stop because you're weak. You stop to refuel and ensure you can keep going strong. Let me share a meaningful quote with you. Almost everything will work if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. These words by Anne Lamott perfectly encapsulates the essence of what we're discussing today. The importance of taking a break extends far beyond just physical rest. It's also about mental rejuvenation. When we're constantly pushing ourselves, stress and burnout can creep in. But when we step back, breathe, and reflect, we give our minds the chance to reset. In the past couple of months, I never knew that I needed to take a break. But then I discussed with a couple of friends and I realized that I was no longer giving my best at work. I spent long hours doing things that would usually not take me so much time. I felt so burnt out. And a friend of mine told me even the therapist needs therapy. She encouraged me to take a break. And so I had to take a break from so many things. But now I've recently begun doing them and I am so happy to be back doing it because I'm back with a less burdened mind. I even shared with a friend of mine just last night that, my mind is relaxed. I feel calmer. I feel like I can focus more. And over the past few weeks, I've noticed an increase in the output I deliver. Have you ever had a brilliant idea or solution to a problem while you were taking a leisurely stroll, enjoying a cup of tea, or simply gazing out of a window? That's the magic of the pause. It allows our brains to work their magic, connecting dots we might not even be aware of. So, quick one. I once had a conversation with a neighbor, and that evening I felt so overwhelmed with work. and he suggested that we take a stroll around the neighborhood. It was a very interesting one because I began to see my neighborhood as a very, very chilled place. As we took that 30-minute stroll that evening and ended up sitting at a place to actually talk and rest before we began our journey back home, I began to appreciate the importance of actually taking a pause. Life is such a roller coaster and we tend to move with it. Sometimes you just need to pause. In addition, Maya Angelou wisely said, each person deserves a day away in which no problems are confronted, no solutions searched for. Each of us needs to withdraw from the cares which will not withdraw from us. So don't just soldier on. Take the break and gift yourself the chance to come back stronger, wiser, and more inspired. I guess that's why we have paid time off in our workplaces as professionals, as career people, and why entrepreneurs can decide to take a break from going to the market or from going to their daily business. Now, I'd like to introduce another fantastic quote by Ovid. Take rest. A field that has rested gives a bountiful crop. Think of your mind as that field. When you allow it to rest, it becomes fertile ground for creativity, productivity, and personal growth. You may be thinking to yourself right now, how do I incorporate this pause into my life? I would like to tell you, it doesn't have to be a grand vacation. It can be as simple as a few moments of deep breathing, a short walk in the park, or enjoying your favorite book with a cup of tea. My friends and I used to say in the past that, we're going to plan a grand vacation. We're going to this country this year. We'll go to this country next year. Well, I'm happy to announce that we're still planning the vacation. Before I wrap up, I want you to remember this. Life can be a lot, and it can sap all the energy from you. That's why breaks are often of utmost importance to every human. Most people emphasize that it's important to keep going no matter how tough and tiring it gets. But they often forget that the human body and mind need rest to recalibrate and refocus. In conclusion, my dear listeners, don't feel guilty about taking a break. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a testament to your wisdom and self-care. I used to have these headaches that won't just stop. No amount of medication would help. And I discovered that I was stressed out, I was burnt out, I was overwhelmed, and I needed to take a break. I've been able to deal with that, and I barely have the headaches anymore. My mind is way more unburdened, and everything seems to be falling in place right now. As we navigate the hustle and bustle of life, let's remember to pause, reflect, and recharge. Thank you for joining me on this comeback episode of Random Talk with NG. It's episode 10, and I'm glad that you are celebrating this with me by listening to me. I promise there'll be many more intriguing and inspiring episodes to come. Until next time, please remember, it's okay to take a break. And as the great Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, the creation of 1,000 forests is in one acorn. Your potential is immense, and sometimes all it takes is a pause to unlock it. Till I come your way next time, this is Random Talk with NG with Ngozi Obiefuna. Have a sweet week ahead. Thank you.